From an FBI perspective, we welcome every tool in the toolbox to try to improve the relationship and the cooperation, and I'm hopeful that the Mexican government will see the value of building on the successes we have had and take it to the level that it needs to be, because it's not where it needs to be.
Okay. Here's my second question. We know that Jeffrey Epstein, who is now deceased, and Ms. Maxwell, his associate, who's in prison, were engaged in a conspiracy of sex trafficking with minors. Mexican drug cartels, which also traffic people into the United States, and turned them upside down and shook them. President Lopez Obrador would fall out of their pockets, wouldn't he?
There's a moment in public hearings when the room goes quiet, not because someone shouted, but because a simple question lands and nobody wants to answer it. That's when institutions reveal how they really work. This clip matters because it isn't about gossip or personalities. It's about whether power changes how justice moves, and whether the public is expected to stop asking once things get uncomfortable. That tension comes into focus during a Senate hearing when a U.S. senator presses the FBI director on one narrow issue tied to the Jeffrey Epstein case and gets something very familiar in response. Senator Kennedy asks directly, "Do you have those tapes?" That's the moment. Not a speech, not a theory, a yes or no question. Why does it resonate with ordinary Americans? Because people understand evidence, they understand surveillance footage, and they understand what it means when law enforcement has raided properties connected to a massive criminal operation. The public has been told repeatedly that Epstein recorded people, that those recordings may involve powerful figures, that federal agencies seized materials. So when the question is asked plainly, and the answer is anything but plain, people notice.
For the successes we have had, but we need a heck of a lot more, is the way I would answer that.
Why don't we use leverage of what I call NAFTA 2 to try to encourage the president of Mexico to cooperate more?
Yeah, I mean, NAFTA, of course, is a trade agreement, and I'm not really an expert on trade relations. Certainly, from an FBI perspective, we welcome every tool in the toolbox to try to improve the relationship and the cooperation, and I'm hopeful that the Mexican government will see the value of building on the successes we have had and take it to the level that it needs to be, because it's not where it needs to be.
Okay. Here's my second question. We know that Jeffrey Epstein, who is now deceased, and Ms. Maxwell, his associate, who's in prison, were engaged in a conspiracy of sex trafficking with minors. So were others. It's been widely reported. What's the FBI doing to investigate the other people that were involved in these sex trafficking rings?
Well, I'm not sure that I can confirm any specific individual.
Well, let me put it this way. Let me give you some facts, widely reported. Jeffrey Epstein had video surveillance in all of his homes and on his private island. And there have been articles after articles from witnesses who have said he videotaped sex acts with prominent people because he was trying to incur, with young girls that he had procured to try to incur favor with those prominent people and potentially to be able to blackmail them. Now, that's a fact. And the FBI and other federal agencies have raided his houses. Do you have those tapes?
Again, I can't discuss the specifics of our law enforcement operations related to Mr. Epstein or Ms. Maxwell, but obviously we had very active investigation related to both of them. But whether it extends to other people, I'm not sure that's something that
But
I
here,
can comment on.
a suit was filed yesterday against one of those prominent people by one of the young women sex trafficked, allegedly, said he was part of the ring. It's on the front page, I don't know, is this New York Times, Wall Street Journal? And we keep seeing article after article after article, and we keep hearing about prominent person after prominent person after prominent person gonna go scot-free.
I'm not sure that I can tell you whether or not there is ongoing work being devoted to this. I would be happy to take a look at the specific article. I share your disgust at Mr. Epstein's conduct and Ms. Maxwell's conduct.
And others.
The whole operation.
Okay, thanks, Madam Chair. Sorry, Martin. You're a fine American anyway.
Thank you, Senator Kennedy.
This exchange isn't about one senator or one FBI director. It's about a recurring pattern in American governance. When institutions speak in abstractions at moments demanding clarity, credibility weakens. And once public trust is lost, it's costly to rebuild. The question wasn't radical. The answer wasn't criminal. But the distance between them is where skepticism grows, and where accountability quietly slips out of frame.